about it, the fact that you know about it, the fact that more people every day are learning about it, that's just pretty wild and cool. And that's why, I don't know, personally, I would hope it's like these people that want to burn it all down don't get control of it all. Do you know what I mean? Because, like, I think, there's a lot of throwing the baby out with the bathwater when you first come into this information. You know what I mean?
I get that, but the thing is, what I think is that this whole thing, that this is the first time that we are having this kind of facility to, have this kind of information from the entire world available to us through the internet. I don't think that is actually true. I think maybe
What
there
do
were
you mean?
times before.
Hold on, man. What are you talking about,
Maybe.
dude? The fact that, hold
Well,
on, the
well,
fact, I have to dispute that right away. Just because the idea that you have, like, essentially the Library of Alexandria in your pocket, like, everybody has that. Like, nobody has had what we have right now, dude.
maybe that's not the case. Maybe. I think there was a time before as well, and these people are actually hiding that history. That is what I actually think. And this internet thing, it's controlled by them. We do know that, right? I mean, although we can actually access information, I mean, it's not without their watch. It's not like they're not watching us when we are doing it. They're always watching us. So that's the point.
Who's
What?
watching us?
I mean, the eye of horse. Like, I mean, they're always, looking at you. I mean, they are actually recording your calls. I mean, they can actually pinpoint any point, anything that you're saying. They're actually recording everything.
Who do you think that is, though?
Well, it's the companies, but you know who controls these companies?
Well, who?
The whole
Be more specific.
the pyramid, which contains all kinds of secret societies. You know what I'm talking about? Like all the other the committee of this, the committee of that, the ancient secret order of this, the ancient secret order of that. I mean, there are so many of them. The entire America was created by these people. You know that, right?
Bro, Project Echelon. You got the NSA, the CIA, Homeland Security, Feds is watching.
Five
you know what I'm
Eyes.
saying?
PSA, FBI,
Five Eyes.
I'd wonder who's not watching.
ATF.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's the thing. Although we can share information, but we need to be, aware of this. They're actually listening to us in one way or another, and they're allowing it. I don't know why. Maybe they're planning for something else that we don't know about. Or maybe they are just divided amongst themselves. They don't care about us as much as they care about other things. And that is the reason why we are able to do this. So this is the whole thing. They're actually allowing it. But I think there was this guy who used to, talk about his account got banned. A call for an uprising. I mean, his first video that was released in 2016, he basically said that the internet was created by these Masons and all that. His first video, that was his first video. He basically says that the internet was created by these Masons, and then he says, "Oh, now you're gonna ask me, Carl, why did they give us internet if they wanted to hide everything?" And then he was like, "Yeah, because they don't care." In one way, they could actually brainwash people. Because internet has actually helped them brainwash people even easily than they used to do that before. Because earlier, people used to rely on newspapers. So whoever did not read the newspaper used to look at the world naturally, randomly, like without any kind of bias or mind control. But now internet, because of the constant, repetitive information that is being fed to us, we are kind of getting more and more people are getting into this whole narrative that they are actually putting us under. Like if you look at it, the young kids especially, because they don't know any better, and once they reach the age of 30, they won't know any better because it's not possible. Their mind has been contaminated by this information ever since they were kids, and it's hard to explain to them anything otherwise. Like look at these globe earthers that are there on your server. I mean, no matter what you give them, they're not going to believe what you try to tell them. So it's pointless. So that's what internet has facilitated in a way. So that's the thing. It's not the technology. It's not as positive as most people are thinking. I think it has more negative things. I mean, it has more negative. It has a much bigger negative side to it. It's easier for them to control people now with this tech.
Yeah, but I think also the conspiracy shit is like that little kernel in the mix that actually is gonna change the shit.
But are we able to do that? Like, how many people are there over here in this server, for example, who are globe earthers who listen to you and trying to, understand that the earth is actually flat? I mean, there are very few, if not null. So it's very hard.
Yeah, but you know what
The-
though? That's not the hill to die on, in my opinion, right? Like, there's levels to the shit, but that's not like the hill. Like, flat Earth isn't the hill to die on. Like medical tyranny maybe is, like fighting against that shit.
but even that, because these idiots, when I meet them on other servers, I mean, they're just dumb. I mean, it's impossible to tell them anything. They believe everything that the media tells them, and it's almost like they're under some sort of spell. You cannot explain anything to them, even if you show them evidence. That's how they are acting like. So
Well, you know what happens when you chop off a hydra's head. So we don't want to just be eternally chopping off hydra heads. You got to strike it, at the base. You got to strike the heart. They're all connected to. But what is that heart of all these hydra heads popping off? I don't know.
I think the main one that created all these societies, I think that is the base of the Hydra, I guess, because that's what it is. The primordial one, that is the base. I guess
All right,
so.
well, he's untouchable. So
Agreed.
all right, so we can't kill him. So then we're kind of in a pickle there.
I think the best way to start with is the shape of the Earth. Once we are able to explain that, because I think everything has to do with that. They are trying to hide the fact that the Earth is not a globe, it's a plane, all that. So they are basically trying to hide this fact. Everything that has been going on has to do with this, their deception. Because in order to control people, you need to tell them there's no other way out, right? So that's exactly why they created this prison for everybody and all these other groups as well. So if we actually expose that lie, everything gets exposed. So from there, we can actually start. But the problem is these people are so much into the deception. I mean, they are so deep into the whole spell. You cannot talk to them. It's impossible. That's how hard it is. So we need to find people who are actually a little bit more open-minded, who can actually think. And
Well, what's been your approach so far?
well,
Like one-on-one conversations?
Yeah, I have been suffering just like you guys did, and I have had migraines and headaches talking to these people. But then what happened is, out of 100, like, I'm from India, so it is even harder because the thing is, over here people believe everything that the media says. They don't know anything about secret societies, and here there are other problems like the political issues and everything. So what I did was I actually spoke to like hundreds of people. And out of those 100, the ratio goes like this, like 3 or 4 people can actually think about it. They have the ability to think. And, they kind of agree with 1 or 2 things, but they don't agree with the other things. So, you have to work harder to explain to them. So it should be easier for you because you're in the United States. I think more people are into these kind of stuff, right? So it should have been easier.
That. So I'm not for sure. I don't know for sure, but yeah, I can see that. But I mean, if we want to have an impact, we got to take our approach kind of seriously. You know what I mean? Or else we kind of got to expect not so great results if we're not really putting that much thought into our plan of attack. I mean, that's why I don't expect me or anything I've done to make a big difference, because I haven't really, tried that hard. I mean, what you said you talked to hundreds of people, like people on the street, coworkers, family members, like stuff like that, and it doesn't usually work out. I'd say
It's not people on the streets. I mean, online. I'm talking about online.
Oh, online? Yeah, that's yeah, like I don't know, man. What do you guys think is the best approach? Just hopping on Discord or making a YouTube channel or Instagram, or what do you?
Well, could I suggest that it turns into a conversation instead of a dissertation? like, no offense, Tyler, but you kind of came into the room and then you like dominated the microphone for like 3 or 4 minutes straight. Like, almost like trying to teach people something instead of just bringing it up as a conversation.
Yeah,
I'm just telling-
we gotta try to be
I'm just-
careful. We got a lot of people doing that shit. Like, exactly what level it's just said. Coming in here being long-winded, trying to preach. Like, come on,
just
bro.
turn it into a conversation, ask questions instead of making statements. That's how I think you get through to people quicker.
Well, okay, fine, but the reason why I was saying that is because I was trying to, explain everything. Otherwise people would be asking questions. So I thought that, just lay out everything the way I wanted to. I don't know whether you.
Let me just tell you my life story in case you might ask a question.
Okay.
I was getting a little annoyed because you're telling me things I already knew for a long time, and I was like, "Yep." That's why I said preaching to the choir. It's like a lot of us didn't learn anything from it. We just sitting here nodding, agreeing. Yep.
I think the brother also speaks a couple different languages, and it's just a little, the grease that we're all used to in dealing with these conversations.
Are you talking shit about my fucking accent,
Are you
motherfucker?
talking shit? Yes, I am. Fucking, you know what I mean? But like, what I